Hello, welcome to the Battling Barrow. Recently I did a whole series looking at D&D starter sets, and one of the ones I didn't look at, and it's been noted, was Dragon Quest. And there is a reason for this, because to me I don't see it as a D&D starter set. I don't know what you're thinking, so it's, what, is it a board game then? No, it's not a board game. Which leads to the question, what the heck is it? Is it a board game? No. Is it a D&D introductory set? No. What is it? It's this weird hybrid that sort of resides somewhere in the middle. It's not quite a board game, but it's not quite an introduction to the D&D game. I missed out on it as a kid growing up, but I've managed to get hold of it just recently. So I thought let's have a look at its contents, because it's a pretty cool product, even if it makes no sense on what it is. Yeah, let's have a look at it. This is the box. It's, give it a quick, just over a foot long, and 8.5 inches long, wide. So it's not the biggest box. Hero Quest is going to be kind of in my hands if I was going to do a Hero Quest board, normal board game. But what it is, it's thick. It is 4 inches in depth, which is, quite staggering. So it's from that era of sort of late 80s, early 90s in this case, where you have to have kids looking like they're having fun in the box. So you get 6 free metal heroic figures in this box. On the front somewhere it says special edition. Now, in all the versions I've seen, they've all had the special edition on. I've not seen one without, to be honest. It's a bit like the Games Workshop Hobbit strategy battle game. That was a special limited edition with the Radagast model, but that was the only edition that was only ever available, and was still available right towards a few years back. Until I think it's still available until the Battle of Pelennor Fields, Return of the King one came out, box set came out from it. But yeah, so it reckons these are worth £7 or $7.20. Wow, for 6 figures. I should state already that this doesn't have all 6 in, it only has 3. We'll cover that in a minute. But yeah, that's it. So you can hear stuff rattling around. So let's get in. What do you get inside? You get an adventure book, which we'll look at in a sec. So that's a book with an adventure in, which is cool. You get a rule book, which is cool. Again, we'll look at this in a bit more depth in a minute. Both books are lovely full colour pictures, and we'll talk about the artwork in a second. You get these. Now this is pretty cool. This is a sheet of, I'll turn it upside down, of doors. Great to put in your dungeon, but also standees of all the monsters and stuff that you'll find in the adventures. So that's pretty neat. I kind of like that. So if you don't have the models, you can just use these things here. And here's everyone's favourite owlbear, Scallywags, troll, not looking like a D&D troll, to be honest. That's weird. Or an ogre not looking like a D&D ogre. I always found that weird. Looking at this, kobolds, probably looking more like goblins or their modern dragon-esque incarnation than what's going on at the time here, which is more little dog men. Which I assume it's kobolds are little dogmen, that's why it's always portray them. That's the Mystara way. And yeah, speaking of Mystara, this isn't set in Mystara. This is loosely based, as you can see here, on D&D rather than AD&D. So that would make it the D&D Beckme sets, the basic, expert, companion, master, and immortal sets, which are normally set in Mystara, but this was its own setting, and for the life of me I cannot remember what it was called, the setting for this. So if I remember in the editing process, I'll put there. Actually, I don't need to, because I don't know if this is the actual setting, but it's Thunder Rift. I don't think it ever got really fleshed out into its own full setting. It was a bit more like how in 4th edition you started off with the Ninterval, with just a small little localised area. But it didn't ever get fleshed out, really, in my opinion. Advanced D&D paints. This is from Raoul Parther, who I've got a lot of miniatures of. If you see my 80s miniature stuff, so it's just a little advert here. So we've got Forgotten Realms stuff, advertising Ravenloft stuff in here, different campaigns. Star Dragonlance battle system, D&D, Dark Sun, and some stuff here. And here is next we're going to go into. This is the board. It's a fold-out board, but it's massive. So yeah, so again, we'll look at it a bit in depth later on and quickly go through what you get in the box. Dice, always been tough dice. Yeah, brilliant. I love this era of dice. Instead of pips, you just had numbers on. Still keep those, have loads of those. You got these, which are cards that are used throughout the game. So you have like monster cards here, which are armor golems, black dragons, blue dragons, bugbears, green dragons, which we'll look at in a moment. But you also have hero cards. It's the Knight from Mystara. These are sort of character cards, hero cards. Here, magic cards or traps. Anyway, so you have different cards, different things. Event cards, these could be, I don't know. Traps, these are traps. These are trap cards. You'll notice they all have the same backing, but they all have different what card they are on the thing. So the DM would pick one of these secretly at random. Item cards. And we'll go over these again. We'll look at each individual one in a bit more detail. I forget what these are. The magic item cards. Treasure cards actually. Random treasure. And 2 sets of spell decks, which are Wizard and Magician in. Camera's probably not picking this up, but those blues are slightly different. That's probably more turquoise, more blue. And then you get some blank cards. Now in here you have this big tray, which effectively held nothing, a bit like what Wizards do nowadays. We get to the minis. So by standard you got 6 plastic miniatures. These come in all the boxes, but here are the metal miniatures in that it mentioned on the front of the box. Now if you've got the plastic ones, you've got the metal ones because they are duplicates. You can sort of see here. So here, in here you got the Knight guy here. That's what he looks like. So you can see him on the metal. These are true 25mm, so they are much smaller than, say, modern standards. So if this is quick, and a Reaper Miniatures assassin model. It's not going to go in, but you can see how much bigger that miniature is compared to a armoured knight. We had the dwarf here. Kind of camera's brilliant at focusing. I think what we do is I'll quickly swap camera focus and we'll get in close. There is the dwarf. See there. Have a look at the knight. You had this guy who is some sort of assassin guy who is slightly different to his plastic figure, admittedly. Yes, that's its counterpart. Had a lady cleric wizard type person, another knight, and that guy. I'm not going to paint these. I got these just for prosperity, for collection purposes only. But that's what you get in the box. Onto the cards. First set are just these blank ones, so you can do what you want with them. I'll look at those first. Have a look at the spell cards. So what you had here was 2 sets, one for the cleric, one for the wizard. They all had the same backing on, and on the other side was just the wording of the card, give you all the appropriate information. So type wizard elf, because in basic elf was a class, so wizards and the elf class could cast these spells, and range and the rules and a bit of blurb. Cleric, there you go. So that's those ones. The treasure cards, these all have different art. So small treasure chest, orc bow, jewelry. I go for them all. It's just from this era of what I call the last great D&D art era for me personally. I did not like the 3rd edition art. 4th edition, it was an improvement in my mind, not by much, and I'm not really into 5th edition art. A lot of it just doesn't do it for me. This is what I call the last great. Still not as good as earlier art, but it's when it really went downhill for me, and art is subjective, so you can't tell me I am wrong. This is my opinion. Okay, let's quickly go through all these, and again, like the other cards, you have what it is and how it's used. On the back, you get a lot of cards, and they are nice thick cardstock, and they have a. I'm about to get it. I think so. Yeah, we are. Where's the? Anyway, you can hopefully see it has a glossy sheen there. So Warhammer with Wolfgar on it, and we'll touch on this with the art in a bit later, that it is all recycled art from earlier products. So here we're getting into Icewind Dale trilogy book art. Here we're getting sort of module art, sort of Larry Elmore type stuff. Crossbow with a pair of legs. Chainmail. That's all. But I still love this, very evocative here. Knight from the cover of the I don't want to say campaign, but it's campaign version of the Beckman set 3. Companion? I know what it is when I've got the box to my right. Let's quickly zoom through these. Like waffle on in the background as we're looking for them. Yeah, it's all very cool. Again, full colour. And again, each item on the back will have rules: its size, damage it does, range. It's a weapon. The event cards, I think these are what these are. Yeah, something in the room just tells you that. These all had the same artwork on them. Same likewise with traps, all had the same artwork and what trap was, and so forth. So quite nice. All the rules are here. These are the character cards. See, Glorin, that's actually Tanis. They had those. And these are the monster cards, which is obviously always my favourite. Whenever a new edition of D&D comes out, I always get the monster manual first, DM guide second, and then player guide. Just the way I do things. I always like the monsters. And when I used to get the Beckman sets, I always used to go straight to the monster section when I got the new set, then read the DM section, and then read the player section, which is almost in reverse of how it is in the books. And so you're getting a nice variety of monsters here. Some classics. here that you would expect to find. That lizard looking more like a blooming dinosaur. Giant rat. Looking quite cute. Giant scorpion. Ooh. Spiders. Ghouls. Brilliant artwork. Really evocative. Gnolls looking more like orcs. Okay, fine. Goblins looking like that. Some weird choices in the art, I have to admit. Called dragons, how I recognise them. Green dragons. Griffins. Harpies. Hobgoblins. Yeah, suppose so. Ice Golem. Kobold, again looking like orcs. Lizardman, hey, it's the cover from Castle Caldwell module. Minotaur, Mummy looking more like a lich, but I suppose no, bandages. Yeah, why not give them that. Ogre, alright. Orc, I suppose so, looks more like a bugbear, but let's do it. Owlbear, the classic interpretation of Owlbear, although this does remind me of something else as well, which I forget what it is. If you know, leave something in the comments for me, because that will bug me. Oh, there was a monster that looked like that, I'm sure there was, back in the day. Shadow, Skeleton, again looking like a lich or Doom Warrior. Smilodon, cool, a bit unusual. Troll looking like an ogre in my mind. D&D trolls had a certain look. Werebear, a rat looking more like a werebat. Werewolf, dragon. Yeah, still cool artwork. So we'll look at the paperwork next. Just had a look at that already. We got here is the sheet talking about how the adventure continues. So this, you could photocopy that and design great adventures. Inside here it talks about how it carries on, and what it says here is on to the Dungeons and Dragons game. So this helps us answer the question of what the heck is this? Is it a board game? Is it a introduction to D&D? And it is neither. It's that kind of, you've played a board game, perhaps you've been playing Hero Quest or Talisman, this is back in day, and you want to take it to the next level, but you're a bit intimidated by a full-blown RPG. Perhaps you'd look into this, which is kind of the stepping stone into the wider world of RPGs. It says here onto the D&D game, and it talks about the differences within the game here, and it says where to go. Obviously these are new products at the time, about the Fund of Rift sort of stuff. But here it's saying about using modules to play the Dragon Quest game. Talks about how you can convert those into this game, so you can already tell by that it's not really using the exact rule set, albeit with cut down rules. It is a slightly different rule set, and that's what this does. It talks about converting it, so that helps us in our quest of just what the heck is this game. And to me it is something totally different. So here we go, we have standees for all the heroes in the game here. So we can see we have Onus and Mikhail and all that malarkey, Tanis Glorin. But we also have all the monster cards we've gone through, they have their own standees here, which is brilliant. I think that's a great idea. I wish all games would do that. One of the reasons why I praised when I was going through the starter sets, why I actually gave the 4th edition starter set praise. Say what you want about the rules, that starter set had, you know, tokens, albeit it wasn't standees, it was tokens of all the monsters in the adventure. So really like that. You can see here we've got, now I'm punched, I'm not out. I'm a models man. Love my models. Rulebook. So the rulebook. Okay, and this is where we can discuss the reused art, because this is obviously the cover of the Icewind Dale novel. Here you have Bruno Battlehammer, Tasselhoff. Nope, Regis, isn't it? Tasselhoff is from Dragonlance. Wolfgar and everyone's favourite drow elf Dritz. So it has a nice little feature here of the rulebook is it's not stapled in, the cover isn't stapled in, so boom, this becomes your Dungeon Master screen that you can put up, which is cool, and they get a little look at the sort of artwork here. Well, you know, this will have the quick look order of events for the rules, finding your attack number, getting your head around FACO, which is what this effectively uses, some weapons, variable weapons, monster reaction chart. I kind of like this. I might actually utilize something like this because I'm using one from Beckme. I kind of like that. I might pull this in. There's certain bits I'm going to pull in, and ability score adjustments, which are probably different to 5th, or are they the same as 5th? Can't remember. But the rules here are really well written, full colour art in, albeit reused. So this is cover from the book 1 of the Chandral Saga, which is a really cool book where she's got Spellfire, and that's the title of the book. Fighting the Dragonlich, Greenwood. Some Dragonlance art. Speaking of Tasselhoff earlier on, there he is there. Gold Moon, that's Riverwind, and fighting the Black Dragon with one's favourite wizard. There again, more dragon artwork. Tanis, really lovely artwork. Actually, pretty much would have bought this just for the artwork. In fact, I would say I did buy this just for its artwork. Just for this. So it goes through the rules, tells you how to use the cards. It's definitely Clive Coolgrell artwork. He does amazing faces, amazing people, almost photorealistic. So you know, if you're into your D&D art, buy this book, this set just for that, just to look at this gorgeous art. I always love that. That's so goofy. Greyhawk, using the Greyhawk module. Book 1 of the Arbiter trilogy, Shadowdale. Just great art. It's brilliant art. So yeah, so this goes through all the rules of the game. It's quite a straightforward game. I'd actually play this as a game. There's character sheets here, blank character sheet. I would recommend people play this. The adventure looks pretty cool. It's cut down. You want a bit of RPG experience, but you don't want to, as a GM, you don't want to prepare a module. Your players are a bit, don't want to create characters. Just bust this out and play. It gives you that fix of an RPG without all the pre-prep, but it's more in depth than just to say a board game. It is that real nice halfway spot, so I would still recommend playing this. So the adventure book has the maps of the adventure, and if you ever do want to play it as a player, look away now. Some more Icewind Dale art. Yeah, so the adventure, how many adventures does it have? We'll go through it. That's a nice little story here, little short story blurb. Called Glory. See the map here. Just looking at the art. The Isenmond Blade. Another after trilogy for Wood's Deep, book 3 in the series. And Jaws of Flame, so it's got 3 adventures in with, you can create your own as well. So yeah, that is Dragon Quest. I'm not going to show you the board, I'm not going to unwrap it all. What I'll do is I'll hopefully superimpose a picture. Oh no, I won't. Let's try and do this. Yeah, I definitely still can't fit it on here. This is the board. That's how I'll probably superimpose a picture. But on the board, it does have the turn sequence here, which is cool, but impressively, it has it here, but the upside down, other way around. So if I'm the GM, I can read it on this side, and if you're the player, you can read it on this side. So that is the board, and that is Dragon Quest. If you can, it's not that expensive, and you like your D&D artwork, pick it up. If you want to get into RPG games, or maybe even, especially nowadays with the RSR movement, bigging up, if you want to get into that, or even old school original D&D but are a bit intimidated by it, pick this up. It's cut down and it explains it really nicely, what it is and what to expect. So yeah, I would recommend this, especially for the price it is in the UK at the moment. I think you can get copies on eBay for as little as £20 at the moment. So yeah, you might not have all the miniatures in, but you don't really need them. You've got the standees. Pick a copy up. And so I think we've answered what Dragon Quest is. It's a hybrid. It's that stepping stone between board game to RPG. So that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap this one up and just say thank you for watching. Until the next video, guys, stay safe, take care.